We're just gonna boot the game up here and kind of go through some of the character creation and stuff like that, and maybe go through the tutorial of the game. This lets you turn DLC on and off if you bought the DLC. Difficulty. This game's got weird difficulty spikes, so I recommend playing it on normal. There is options for putting on just stories, so those difficulty spikes no longer exist, and then obviously, you know, higher difficulty for people might be on their third or fourth playthrough and know exactly what they want to do. But we'll throw it on normal. This also does pre-made characters in case you're kind of rough about creating your own character. So we're just going to custom character. First is a portrait, which some of these portraits are really, really rad. For this instance, I'm going to be making an arbiter because I was curious of playing it. I'm going to make a dude this time too. But they've got custom face options. Things like that. We're going to go with face 1. Chubby arbiter. Super skinny arbiter. We're going to go with standard skinny. Kind of buffish. Hair. No. No. We got some slight anime hair. Fun hairstyles. We're gonna go with the Mohawk. Most of the hair colors in this game, I believe, are all natural hair colors. Like you can't go too wild. Look at some of these brow options. No brow. Bushy. Slightly bushy. Some of these have, look, he's got angry eyes. Or we're gonna go with the pre-selected one. I think it's the best. Beard options. This is pretty much how my beard currently looks. We'll go with one that's closer to me. We'll go with the one that's closer to mine. Scars. And tattoos. Chaos. Hidden Chaos tattoo. Chains. That's right, you can only do it in normal arm. Now we have augmentations. Wouldn't be a Warhammer game with custom character creation if you can't put augmentations on them. Some of these are pretty hilarious. Some of these are pretty rad. Look at the dome piece, bronze dome piece, bronze chin. For the sake of this playthrough, I'll be running with this augment. Looks great. Goes right over along the sides of my mohawk. And we're gonna go with Daring Mail. I think I like that a lot. I love that actually. I'm not gonna lie, but we're gonna do Daring Mail. Now you get to choose a home world. These all have different stats and buffs and featured skills. Death World, Survival Instinct, Voidborn. Sorry, English. Gives you fortune, willpower, +5, intelligence +5, strength -5. Death World gives you plus in strength, toughness, and agility, but it drops your intelligence. Hive World gives you strength and numbers, which gives you +5 in fellowship and agility, but a -5 to willpower. Forge World, Forged in Purpose, +5 in intelligence, toughness, -5 in fellowship. Imperial World, Humanity's Finest, which gives you a lot to work with. And then Fortress World. For this Arbites, I think I might run Fortress World. Although Death World is the one that most people run. It's got some of the most benefits. Tenacity, trusty weapons, brutal hunter. But we're gonna run Fortress World. Ooh, there we go. Each time a Fortress World kills an enemy, they gain +10 stacks, never stop shooting at the start of their turn. There is stacks never stop shooting chance. The first attack this round will cost 0 AP, so yeah, we like that. We're gonna go with that. These are all great skills for shooting. They're good for soldiers, arbiters. So we're gonna go with Fortress World. And now we can choose our origin. We got Astra Militarum Commander, Commissar, Crime Lord, Ministorum Priest, Navy Officer, Noble, Sanctioned Psyker, an Arbiter. And obviously for this case, we're going to be playing an Arbiter. I want that Cyber Hound. Now, for your Arbiter, there's little extra skills here. Oop. I wanted information. Death sentence. Arbiter inflicts. Arbiter is coercion. Stacks of death sentence affect an enemy. Each stack increases the enemy's chance to be critically hit. We are going to run with Vigilant. And this gives you a bunch of shotgun skills. We're going to run with Athletics because that'll give us a strength boost. These are my darkest hours. These will put a negative to some of my skills. We're gonna take Grim Portent. It's the one that it's the easiest one to sacrifice, basically. Whereas the other two you kind of need, and at least in my personal opinion. All right, now here is your archetype. This is basically how you break down your character. And for this instance, we're probably going to be running Soldier. What we want when we hit level 16 is Overseer. This will give us access to our Cyber Mastiff. Ooh, Blade Dancer. Also a great class, also from a DLC. If you want to have skills with skills that help your characters attack semi-frequently, then running Officer is a good way to go. Honestly, there's no wrong choice with these first archetypes for whatever you plan on playing. These are all good. But for this instance, we're going to run Soldier. We're going to buff our ballistic skill to 45. No, we'll leave it at 40. Strength 35, toughness to 35, agility to 40. This will ensure we go a little quicker. That's a 35. Actually, this we actually kind of need. Because our commerce skill is a big thing that we're going to need too. Because again, commerce is a big thing for this game. In order for you to do any of your trading, we're going to go ahead and bump that to 30. And now we can choose our Void ship. We got a Sword class frigate and we got a Firestorm class frigate. This is the standard for the base game. I think the Firestorm class frigate's a part of a piece of DLC, which is what I'm going to go with this time since I went with the Sword class on my first playthrough. And now we get to name it. There's also randomness. Ooh, actually I kind of like that, so we're just going to go with that. Now we get to edit our name. We're hitting random because I'm kind of curious if we get anything really cool. Or we can keep getting some repeats. Either way, your end name's going to be Von Valencia, because that's the dynasty you hail from. But in this case, we're going to just change our name. Looking kind of snazzy, if I do say so myself. And that's been kind of the character tutorial for creating a character for this game. It's not as in-depth as, say, Baldur's Gate 3, but it's still pretty deep. There's a lot to work with, and there's a lot to pick and choose from.